That is an acceptable thing to put in your mug.
Oh, that's a great place to start, because we are now live. We started with that's an acceptable thing to put in your mug, because I have actual water. But it's in an opaque cup. You'll never know if I'm telling the truth.
Sneaky bugger.
Anyway, hi everybody.
So close.
Welcome to Quill and Sword. We have a SENITA back. Hey! We are so glad to have her back. So before we get started, a couple quick announcements. Firstly, Nathaniel has a book out. I reviewed it. You should too. Nathaniel, do you want to say anything else about your book?
I'll just throw the reminders out there. Dreams of Fire is available on Amazon in paperback, hardcover, illustrated or not. Hardcover is the one that has the full color illustrations, as well as ebook, both illustrated and non-illustrated editions. It's also up on Goodreads if you have already read it and wish to review it there. I have more reviews on there than on Amazon. So if you bought it through Amazon and want to drop a review on there, that would help. The audiobook is being worked on. I don't have a time frame for that yet, but go check it out. And if you would rather support your local businesses, you can inquire after it from your local bookstore or library.
Awesome. Hey, check it out. It's good. It's real good. The descriptions are nice. The world building's amazing. I'm going to stop gushing now because I'm going to gush about something else. Syrinscape. We love Syrinscape. You should too. We use it in our stream. Shout out to them. There we go. Does anyone else have any other announcements or anything of that nature?
Well, we've hit the second trimester, so I'm comfortable saying this. I'm having a baby.
Woo!
Congratulations!
Thank you.
Babies!
That's pretty amazing. Yeah, congratulations. That's a huge deal. That's a huge deal. I already knew. Spoiler alert. But yeah, that is big news. How do we top that? I think we're done for the night, guys. We can't top it. We're done. That was the big deal. Bye, everybody.
I don't mean to get too personal, but first or
this is my first one.
Welcome to the roller coaster.
Oh man, this is great. So wholesome. See, we're wholesome here. We're family friendly. We like things. We just curse a lot. Don't pay attention to us. But at any rate,
friendly. God fucking damn it.
Right? Exactly.
Trying to hold your tongue around toddlers is so hard.
See, I just don't even try around my godson anymore. He's not a toddler, but still.
I'm
my
now
kid just knows not to repeat it.
But anyway, we're going to go ahead and jump in after we do a quick recap. So, who wants to start out our recap?
I'll go.
All right, Robin.
Okay, so last week, there were clerics that were trying to be assassins and were very bad at it. And I remember there was a whole lot of going in and out of windows. Marissa.
Yes, so where we started, we had breakfast, and Nim had breakfast her own way, and of course, was not good at eating castle breakfast. Wisp started their morning with a visit from an interesting person that we did find out later was going to help Wisp with magic, but it also seemed like Wisp was getting hit on, but kind of like in the way you would at a bar and not with breakfast, right? We're guards now, so that's cool. I've got all my notes from the last session, by the way. And at one point, Wisp went to the kitchen, and I'll let Wisp pick up from there.
So yeah, we were just trying to get a better sense of what might be going on around the palace, since like we've got responsibilities now. So trying to figure out a better sense of what's going on around in the palace and whatnot. And I decided to hit up the kitchen staff and see what I can learn there. Met some very lovely folks and ended up trying to help them out by going to the pantry, and that was where I ran into one of the very, very bumbling assassins who was very clumsily and just not subtly at all planting poison cherries for the queen, which are mine now. So I now just have a jar of poison cherries. And later we would convene with all three. It was three, right?
Mm-hmm.
Total. Yes.
Yeah. Would-be assassins and basically grilling them on everything. So their whole issue was they were convinced that the queen was actually a changeling, and they were trying to uncover that. And we had to be like, I don't know, we dealt with that. You guys are late to this party. We already sorted that. And SENITA wasn't here, so I can't pass it on. I will say that things ended with, I believe, an explosion on the grounds.
Yep, it sure did. And that's where we're going to open with Quill and Sword. Welcome back. Man, so we are going to open up because SENITA was not here. We're going to open up with Anu because she was on a secret mission from the Queen. So if any of you want to open your Syrinscape online, we are starting with all that. So Anu, you went into your trance, as you do, in the evening. After the events, it was really early morning. And just after your trance was completed, long before any of your companions would have been up, you had a knock at your door. The knock was from one of the Queen's servants, another dark elf. A woman. She was seemingly older. It was really strange and almost surreal for you to see elves that look old because you're so not used to that. But dark elves do in fact age more like humans with more wrinkles and things of that nature. And her eyes were, once again, they did not have that light. They looked more human. She informed you that the Queen needed you to meet someone in the tunnels where you guys had previously been venturing, and she gave you a map. After following the map for what seemed like the better part of an hour, you came to a long torchlit hallway. And at the end of it, there was this blue thrumming glow. Just vroom, vroom, vroom. As your heel steps clicked on the stone tiles, it seemed like the darkness elongated the corridor that much more, but within seconds, you found yourself face to face with an enormous blue gemstone set in the floor. And standing beside it was an old woman, very old, wearing a mask, like a masquerade sort of mask, not your compatriot masquerade, but like an actual masquerade mask. Very ornate, a beautiful ball gown, and it's all in black. Everything was in black. And her skin was very, very pale, almost jaundiced a little bit. And she walked around the stone. An elf. I did not think Celine would send an elf. How interesting. Your name, child?
Anu.
Anu. Must be ironic hearing a human call an elf a child, considering I am very certain your lifetimes have far surpassed anything I could have experienced.
It's the baby face. I understand.
I see. I am Madame Cher.
Anu curtsies.
I hold the clandestine position as the Queen's first mage. The first mage in Foray has long been a secret position held by a mage of the utmost trust. Sadly, I must confess that I failed in my duties, as I know you are aware. I hid the Queen's brother. But that is not why you're here, is it? You are here for this. And she gestures to this blue glowing stone. Do you know what this is, child?
A blue glowing stone.
You are so droll. And you are not wrong, but this particular stone is a ley line after a fashion. It is an enormous ore deposit of mana. The castle is built on an intersection of ley lines, though this is, of course, privileged information, as I am sure you understand.
Yes.
But the result is that while this is a tremendous place of arcane power, certain, shall we say, procedures are much easier down here than elsewhere. Follow me, if you choose to walk the path of the mage. And her high heels click on the stones, almost purposely rhythmically, as she goes down an off-shooting corridor.
I want to follow in the same rhythmic pattern.
Okay. You do so, and she leads you into a chamber that does not look so dissimilar from the chamber where you guys found the necromancer's tools. There's a chair here with what seems to be restraints for the arms and legs, and there is another one of these machines with the big needles in it. However, this one, not being filled with black ichor, instead has this lurid blue sparkling liquid inside.
So, are you going to make me alive instead of dead?
No, I do not use this. This is for Anita. And she gestures, and a dwarf woman comes out from behind this machine. And she's wearing this long lab coat that is this dingy brown that's clearly seen a lot of use. Anita, in case that wasn't obvious, and she reaches up and extends a hand.
I extend one back.
Artificer extraordinaire.
I know what those words are, but explain it to me as if I don't.
Well, I'm an abdicator. That's my official title, if you will. It's a special thing for those of us who can infuse magic. I can give it or take it away.
I like the sound of that.
It's a painful process, though.
Oh, I bet it is. Nothing good is ever fun.
So, I need you to understand, if I'm going to do this for you, like you seem to want, there's no going back. Once you've got magic, it's there. There's no taking it away.
I'm okay with this.
The only reason you're even being allowed this, by the way, is because apparently you possess latent potential. I was told you've already been to the wild?
Yes.
Yeah, that bodes well for your survival chances, which is great.
Okay.
So, go ahead and take a seat if you're ready. The process will take a few hours, and no promises you won't lose a limb along the way. But no hard feelings if that happens, right?
Just keep my arms. I need my crossbow fingers.
I'll do my best. I promise. Dwarf's honor.
Right.
As she's strapping you in, she's like, nah, you know that was a joke, right? Like, if you knew Dwarven society, you know most dwarves don't have much honor. But that's another time and place. Anyway, I have honor. That's what matters.
I want to pretend to jump and scream when the dwarf walks me in.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. That didn't hurt.
Well, that was that was a reaction for sure. Okay. And I need for you to make a constitution or a stamina saving throw.
Oh. Nat 20.
Nat 20. Okay, so that counts as 2 successes for this complex test. Now, I need you to make for me an intelligence saving throw.
That's a 8.
Okay, so you failed that one. So as you are lying here in this chair, right, she begins to ink this blue into your arm, almost like a tattoo. It can take whatever manifestation you choose to describe later, but she begins to ink your body with this blue liquid that is injecting under your skin. And as it's happening, your consciousness begins to drift in and out. You're hearing almost into like a muffled bits and pieces as she begins describing what the process is she's doing. You hear bits and pieces of her saying some of the tattoo may disappear, some of it may remain visible. It just depends on the individual person. And all of a sudden, your consciousness is thrust into like this mind that is yours but not yours at the same time. You see a lady, but it's you. You're the lady. You're an elf lady warrior, and you have this enormous battle axe in your hands, and this human is coming directly at you with his sword, and you slash instinctively, and blood splatters all over you as a wave of soldiers come towards you and storm over you. You feel their feet, their armored boots trampling you, and your consciousness comes back again. And you take 4 psychic damage as you've just experienced one of your deaths.
Fun.
And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw now.
$18.
18. Okay, so that would be under focus, actually, I realized. But, so you got 18, that's definitely a pass. So you see as, once again, your consciousness just, and you're in the head of an old man. And he's commanding the sea waves that are crashing all around him. And there are ships that you know are encroaching on your own homelands. As he raises his staff in the air, lightning cracks, connecting with his staff, and he extends the lightning outward, and it makes this wave of a net of lightning just over the ships that are coming. They catch fire, and they begin burning as you hear voices in the distance screaming, panicked. Some are seeming to try to put out the fires with magic or other means. And your consciousness back again. And now I need you to make a charisma, which would be another focus saving throw. So last one.
Okay.
I had this designed under the old rules.
11.
11. Okay. So your consciousness once again into an alternate experience, and you see that you're a young man, a sun elf, and you see your companions all around, bleeding, bruised, dying all around you. You hear the cries of your lover as she screams briefly, and all of a sudden you hear a crunch, and you turn to see this huge green hulking troll with a club that it's dragging behind it. These spikes, like nails and all sorts of pieces of metal, just jabbed into it. And it raises its club towards you, fells it, and you just instantly feel cold, shooting pain, and you're back in your body again. And you awaken, and your vision is blurry, and you hear the echoed voice of Madame Cher and Anita. I think she's coming too. Perhaps, finally. Good thing you didn't kill her.
I still have my arms, right?
Yes, child, you have your arms. You did not lose any of your body parts. Anita is the best. That is why she maintains her position. But it is growing on the afternoon. So if you wish to stay, you may stay. There is a fancy luncheon upstairs to celebrate the induction of the new successor to the Queen, as that was missed before, I do believe.
Okay.
So, do as you will. Either way, I have places to be. There is a luncheon to attend, and frankly speaking, I'm hungry.
Man.
And she turns and... Huh?
I can go for some chocolate.
Chocolate? Is that an elvish cuisine?
Sure.
Well, I have not heard of it, so very well. And she continues down the corridor. And Anita just kind of leans over and she's like, I think she's messing with you. She doesn't have a very good sense of humor, though. Also vaguely racist. Sorry about that. She's not as bad as she seems.
Seems like a lot of people like that in this castle are that way.
Yeah. They kind of are. But, I mean, it's a living, right?
You do what you gotta do.
And she just kind of, like, gestures, and it's, for the first time, you kind of notice Anita has a gemstone. Like most dwarves in this world, she has a gemstone sticking out of her body. Hers happens to be in her shoulder, and it's jutting out. And all the dwarves you've seen that have this have a colored gemstone, and hers is completely black, like obsidian.
Ooh. That's a beautiful gemstone you got there.
Oh, thanks. It's not. It was. Well, if you're born without a color, you're kind of outcast. Or they took it from you, one or the other. I was just born this way, but it's my lot in life. That's why I'm here.
I can understand that.
But hey, look, if you need anything, or you maybe just have questions about magic items or things like that, I'm pretty good with those. Here, you can reach me with this. And she hands you a sending stone.
Ooh.
So you can add that to your inventory.
Oh, yeah. As soon as I find my inventory. There it is. Done. I'll keep it safe.
Good. And obviously, if you need something, you now know where to find me.
Yeah, back in the dungeon.
Well, this isn't the dungeon. This is much more pleasant than the dungeon. The dungeon has torture devices, and, well, this isn't really a torture device. It just kind of, inserts things into you that are alien substances. Oh, that didn't sound super good, did it? It's better than it sounds, I promise.
Okay. Lower level, then. Back at the lower levels.
Yes, that's a good term. Lower levels. I like that one.
I have to get back upstairs. I'm sure they're wondering where I'm at.
Oh, you have people wondering about you? That sounds really cool.
Yes, it is. It's really great. And now I'll wonder about you. So.
Oh, thank you. I've always wanted somebody to wonder about me, but most people don't know I exist. Which, sometimes it's better that way, but sometimes it's lonely.
Well, if there's ever another party in the castle, you should try to find your way up. I heard sometimes it could be a bang.
Really? That's really interesting. And all of a sudden you hear this from upstairs.
Like that. It sounds like that.
And so you make your way up to the top after this explosion, and you hear a jumbled mix of panicked screams and people that are just genuinely annoyed that the queen can't seem to throw a party without some big thing going wrong nowadays. And you very quickly find your way up to the banquet hall where your friends are currently looking out the window to see that the hedge maze is on fire.
You guys having fun without me?
Not on purpose.
That's kind of fun.
Somebody's having fun without any of us.
Are we saying that this explosion is the fun? Is that the joke here? I'm a little confused because this looks dangerous.
Indeed, Lady Nim.
Is anyone moving to try and contain the fire, Stephen, or is it just chaos right now?
Go ahead and give me a perception investigation check. We all know how much you love those.
8.
8. So, you just can't get a good line of sight. People are not super mindful of the fact that fawns are shorter than most people. So you have many people that are just standing in the way outright, so you just can't really get a good viewpoint through the window.
So, what happened?
let's find out. And Mask starts walking.
Okay, so you walk outside, and you hear you hear screams continuing, and you see that the hedge maze is ablaze, and you hear muffled curses, and you see this man wearing these blue robes. He's shooting ice out of his hands in open, like in the open, which is normally completely not allowed. Nim, you recognize this man. It's Ben.
Oh dear,
Just
Benny
this-
Boy's at it again.
This young 22-year-old man shooting ice out of his hands, trying to control the fire. That
Your ward, I suppose.
Well, I knew him as a child, and, I tried to get him the training he needed, but, well, as they say, none of us are really adults at 22, are we? The decision-making process isn't quite where it needs to be yet. And then I start walking towards him.
Not entirely sure that this was a decision, and I follow.
Miss Nim, hi. This is not as bad as it looks. I promise. I've got it under control. And then all of a sudden, there's another explosion, and you hear go, "Ah!"
See, now I'm beginning to think it is as bad as it looks, Benny. So can you explain what's going on, what has happened? I am not angry, and I'm not disappointed. I just want to know.
Oh, okay. So I didn't actually do this one. Giselle. Oh dear. Okay. Look, I know when you sent me away, you specifically told me don't get involved too early.
Mm-hmm.
But there was this girl, and she was really nice to me, and she already had a kid, and she happened to be a mage, and so I decided I was going to bring her along to meet you. I thought it would be nice. She has fire magic. She can't control it super well. I used to have fire magic. Now I can do ice too. It's nice. She hasn't learned the ice part to put it out yet. I'm really sorry. Miss Giselle, Miss Nim. Oh my gosh, I can't even think. Miss Nim, please help me.
Oh, okay. I will try, and we'll talk about all of this later. Congratulations on meeting someone, I suppose, but let's get this under control. And I just kind of start looking around, like, does anybody, fire brigade, Ben, can you get Miss Giselle under control and just, sing a soothing lullaby or something? I don't know how to handle this, really.
You see this toddler of about 4 years old standing on a stone wall near a fountain with her arms raised in the air. Oh, Nathaniel, you're kind of cutting out a little bit.
Oh, go ahead.
I can't tell if Nathaniel's saying something or not. Anyway, you see this little girl of about 4 years old with her arms raised in the air, shouting, "I am the Fire Queen, fear me!"
Ben, is that the child?
Oh, Giselle! No!
Oh, that's adorable. Let's get you off of the fountain, dear, and out of the very flammable hedge maze.
But I'm the Fire Queen! I started this! I'm gonna finish it!
Hey,
Good
you want to help finish it? Do
Yes!
you know how this ends? Do you know the end of the story already?
Yes!
What is it?
The Fire Queen rules the world!
No, incorrect. This time, it ends with the fire going out.
But it's pretty!
It is.
And there was a
very
bee!
pretty.
And the bee stung me, and so I got revenge! I destroyed its home!
I chuckle and offer a hand to the young lady, like just very, very much the same way that I would have when Angelique was very little, bow at the waist. How about we go and get that sting treated and get you somewhere where everything will not be on fire?
Okay.
Okay.
And then I lean over the shoulder and say, and if the Fire Queen is able to keep the fire at bay, I might know where some cake is.
There's cake? I love cake!
Cake is only for fire queens who don't throw fire.
Oh, fine. And she throws her hand, and the water in the fountain just rises and sloshes over the bushes. And while the fire is not fully out, it's way more under control.
I'm gonna like lean over to Nim and be like, I didn't know she could do that.
I didn't either. Well, this is stressful.
Mr. Ben says there was going to be a fancy luncheon. Ooh, you're pretty. And she runs up to Wisp. And she's like, you're pretty too. And turns to Anu. You have really pretty eyes. I want eyes like yours. They're so pretty.
6 years of work.
I might be able to do it. I don't know if my magic can do it. Let me see.
Remember, no fire! No fire! No fire if we want cake!
Very briefly, you see the flames start to, and then they.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, well, and then I look back at the maze. How under control is it? Are there...
It's mostly under control now.
Okay.
The screaming is starting to die down a little bit, and everything is kind of resembling normal. However, you now have a few of the nobles start pointing and shouting, "Abomination, child! Get rid of it! How is it out of this scriptorium?" Oh, we have Wisp back. Wisp is moving again.
Sorry, short legs. It took me a little while to get here.
So I turn to Ben and I'm like, well, it looks like we have some hiding to do. I want everybody to be safe. There is room for everyone in this world. They might not agree, but we are going to make this happen. So if you could get Giselle, and I think we could probably hide her somewhere in the castle. And then I just look at Masquerade like, what do you think we should do?
Masquerade straightens, looks to Nim, gives a nod. Go ahead, get them inside. I will distract the gentry here.
Perfect. And so I start herding them indoors.
So you managed to get them inside pretty easily. Masquerade, what are you doing to distract the gentry?
Ladies and gentlemen, and those who lieth betwixt, shall we have a word? I would be perfectly happy to rid you of this abomination if you can point out where it is. And I'm like bending low and like looking under bushes and like making a big production of like looking for this invisible thing that I clearly don't believe really exists.
And you see a couple of the nobles are pointing, going, there, right there, the little girl.
And I like turn in that direction and like walk over to something else in the general vicinity of where they're pointing. And I'm like, this flower? This is the abomination? That is a very strange abomination, but like, and I like clip the flower and hold it up. See? I got it.
And go ahead and make a performance roll at disadvantage.
Okay. That's wit. 14.
14. Okay, I'm going to have to roll against that one because it's not... You know what? The people seem appeased. A couple of them are like, is this part of the show? This might be part of the show. I mean, it is a very auspicious ordeal. Is this a show? Well, it's a jester right there. The jester is the one. Oh, we lost a wisp. Oh dear. Oh, there we go. We have a wisp back, hopefully.
My good fellows, I would beg you not to break character. You're spoiling it.
Signal.
Oh, I heard a voice.
Yeah?
Ah. Are you there, Wisp?
Like, hopefully it's stable this time.
Hey.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you are.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. It keeps stalling on me, and I'm worried about the stability of this signal.
Well, we knew it wouldn't be cool in Sword without some technical difficulties, so there we go, everybody! Ta-da! I'm trying to pull a Masquerade here. I don't think it's working super well. Speaking of, Masquerade is actually doing much better at convincing everyone that that was just part of the whole show. And, Masquerade, give me, another performance check. One more.
I'm using my point of inspiration that I have.
Uh-huh.
That'll be 21 total.
21.
Which is much better than the 5 that I would have had.
So you see Queen Chanel walks out, and she laughs a little bit and says, "Oh, Masquerade, you spoiled it. My jester was supposed to reveal it, but that works. It's just fine. That is so funny." And all of a sudden you start hearing the rest of the gentry start just laughing a little bit as though they knew it was a joke all the time. And Nim, as you are looking out the window briefly to see how Masquerade handled it, the queen catches your eye.
I look over at the queen and I just bow very deeply, Your Highness.
And you now have Ben and Giselle and Wisp and Anu in the palace at the moment. Most of the people are outside laughing and exclaiming, "What a clever way for the queen to redo her Hedge maze."
And then I just say, "What a clever way for you to redo your Hedge maze."
Yeah, Giselle is the daughter of the lady that I've been seeing, Miss Nim. She's a little bit of a handful, but I don't know. I just, Felicia seemed to think it was a good idea for you to meet her, and then you could I don't know, maybe be a good influence on her a little bit. She's very destructive, and I mean, don't get me wrong, she's part of the Scriptoriad, so she's totally legal as a mage, but also definitely likes to set things on fire. We're working on the putting it out afterwards bit.
Yes, which seems we do have a little bit of a firebug on our hands, and I look at Giselle and just kind of smile.
And she giggles and says, "I'm a bug now, too! The firebug will destroy the bees!"
What if there was no destruction? What if the firebug got some cake as a reward for following directions and showing just how smart and clever she could be?
I love cake! Cake is the best thing ever! The only thing better than cake is fire!
Okay, yes, yeah, that is pretty cool. But what if we took that fire and we used it for good instead of destruction, you know? One thing they do every night here in the castle, they light the fires in the fireplaces to keep everyone warm. That might be a fun job for you.
That sounds like the funnest job in the world.
It's great. It's a very important job, but you have to be very good at what you do, and if you destroy, you might get fired.
I'll get fired! Yeah, fired!
No, not like that. You'll lose your job, and then you won't get any cake.
Oh, I want cake.
Yeah, so we keep the fire in the fireplaces, on the candles. That's pretty much it. Sometimes on the torches if necessary, if we're going downstairs. But for the most part, you know, we're not burning hedge mazes or furniture or anything that we're not supposed to burn. Fires on the fireplace and on the candles. Maybe in the ovens in the kitchen if they need some help.
Ooh, you know, the coach master, the one that brought us here, he said something about a chandelier falling on the floor. I want to see it. I want to put it on fire.
Well, we can show it to you, but maybe we don't burn it.
But then the fire's on the floor.
Right. No. Well, what and I just look at Ben, like, what?
I don't know. It was like the day that she learned how to cast fire is the day she became like this.
And then I start thinking, like, is there a blacksmith with a forge here at the castle that might need some heavy flames?
I mean, I gotta imagine there is, but actually, they brought me here because I guess the queen was gonna talk to me and you about the orphans in Voiré.
Oh, and then I like look like, oh, it's time to do some business.
Yeah, more specifically, she mentioned something about me taking over your position, and something about it being good for the mages and the orphans and everyone in between. But with Giselle in tow, I don't know.
Oh, okay. So I think our goal, we need to find and I just kind of scratch my head, someone to watch Giselle, and then I just kind of start thinking about all of how horrible that could really go. Okay. And so do we know what time this meeting is supposed to happen, Ben?
It was supposed to be after lunch, I think. I don't know if lunch is still happening given the circumstances.
Um, okay. So, and then I just kind of make I decide to take Giselle towards, is there a grand fireplace in like the big hall? Is there?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So I decide to take her towards there. I grab her hand. I have a special chore for you. Are you ready to be a good helper?
I'm ready to be a good helper.
Okay. And so I walk her towards there, and there would probably already be like logs set up, and it's
Oh, yeah,
ready.
definitely.
Okay. And I point to it and I say, we need a fire right here, but we need it done in a very special way. You have
Big
to do it.
fire. Big fire.
So here's the secret to making the best fire in the castle. You have to do it very, very slowly, one little bit at a time, and it can get big, but not too big. You have to make sure it stays in this perfect shape in the fireplace.
Oh, what shape?
So, and I just kind of like point to the shape of the fireplace, like, don't let it get bigger than this. So this is the project. You have to make sure the fire keeps going, but you have to control it the whole time. It can be cool to burn stuff, but when we're inside, we have to do a lot of control with the fire.
Oh, I like controlling fire. That's fun. That's really
Yeah.
fun. Okay.
Okay.
And she whispers something, and she says, "Phew," and this tiny little mote just into a great big roaring fire. And then she looks at Wisp, and she looks at the fire, and then she kind of messes with it like she's playing with Play-Doh, and you see the fire starts changing shapes and stuff until it turns turquoise to match Wisp's outfit. And she's like, there, you're pretty. Now it's pretty.
That's very good.
I made it pretty like your outfit.
So that's one thing in this kid's favor.
And I say, that's a very good thing to do with your fire. I like the size, I like the shape, and I like that you can change color. What other colors do you know?
Oh, I know all sorts of colors. And she starts like fumbling through the colors. And she just shows you how she can make it look like one color than another. And then she makes it rainbow. And she's like, I just learned this one. Isn't it cool?
That's fantastic. I like that a lot. And I think, you know what? I think we found your special skill. I know that you want to destroy, but I think that this is way better. Look at how pretty it is.
It is pretty. But I also like destroying. You have weapons. And she looks very pointedly at Anu. You like destroying things, right?
Who told you this?
See, she's pretty. She likes destroying things. I'm going to be pretty like her. Fire! And she starts making the fire much bigger.
No. Remember, we have to keep it small if it's inside and if we want cake.
Oh, right. Cake. And it just grows down, shrinks down. But it stays the rainbow color.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I think this was a very good job. I like what you've done here. Now, here's the thing, though. If we do a good job, like you just did, then we have cake. And while we're eating our cake, we definitely don't light more fires.
No fire during cake.
You want to burn your cake?
Well, I mean, you do it for a birthday cake.
Well, that's true, but I don't think we have any candles right now, and I kind of like look over my shoulder hoping that there's no candles anywhere nearby this cake that I'm going to go procure from the
lit
kitchen.
with candles.
Right. We're screwed. We're so screwed. Okay, well, while I do agree with that, it's the Queen's birthday, and maybe when it's time for the Queen to blow out her candles, we can have you do a special job of lighting them.
I like that idea. I like it a lot.
But the deal, we have to make a deal. You can't light anything on fire until then.
That's hard.
It won't be hard, though, because you're so good at what you do, and I just saw how much control you had, and you're going to be so busy eating cake that it's not going to be a big deal, right?
Make a persuasion check.
21.
21. She kind of like looks at the fire and she pouts her lip quite a bit. Then she looks back up at you and she's like, there's cake though, right?
Absolutely. And if you do a good job today, I bet tomorrow I can show you some secret tunnels in the castle.
Secret tunnels that can be destroyed?
Destroyed, but there are some torches there that I'm going to need you to light while we're going through.
Oh, I like lighting torches. That's what I help with at the scriptoriad. I light the torches. And if I light the books, I get in trouble.
Yeah, that's right. We don't want to burn the books because those have important information. And see, this is the thing. You got to destroy the right stuff. And I promise, when I have something that needs to be destroyed, you're the first person I'm going to come to.
Yeah! Okay.
But until then, no lighting anything on fire. You will get to light the Queen's birthday cake candles. And if you do a good job, we're going to go through the tunnels tomorrow.
Okay. But, like, there's stuff that needs to be destroyed later, right?
Absolutely. I will make sure that I find something for you to destroy.
Okay. And then she just skips along, you know, kind of chilling out. And she grabs Anu by the hand.
Where are we going?
To get cake.
Is it chocolate?
I hope.
Me too.
You know, I'm pretty sure that there was this lady that I saw out there that seemed to not like chocolate.
Yeah, I met her too.
She's not very fun, is she?
Nope.
We should go get chocolate cake.
Yes, chocolate.
Yes. Do you
And I
like
just
chocolate cake,
wave.
pretty lady? And she looks at Wisp. And I
on
think Wisp.
Yeah, no, chocolate's
Oh no, we lost Wisp.
lovely.
Are you there, Wisp? Oh no, we lost Wisp again. So, okay. Ben leans over to you, Nim, though, and he says, so you're still bribing kids with cake, huh?
Well, it's the only thing that really seems to work.
I mean, it worked with me well enough.
I mean, there's nothing better than a good cake.
Uh-oh. We have a... Did we get her back? Are you there? I think you're muted.
All right, I'm here. We'll
Hey!
see if it holds. Don't have me do anything important tonight.
Okay. Wisp does not get to be the center of attention. Oh no, they're going to be in such torture.
But understand how hard that was for me to say. Okay.
So, Anu, Giselle tries to drag you to get cake. Because she is just all about that cake life now.
You guys need me to stick around or can I go get cake first?
And I just look and I say, go ahead and get some cake. I've got a meeting with Benny and the Queen, I guess.
Masquerade.
Yes.
You see Anu being dragged toward the banquet hall by the little girl who is now frolicking and very happy and not bent on destruction.
Yeah. Like, how much of what's going on do I know?
You know that a moment ago the child was bent on destruction, and then was promised cake and dragged inside.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Anu and the little girl because I figure that Nim's got like Nim business on lockdown.
So, Nim, you and Ben are next to the fireplace, and Ben just waits for a moment and then gives you a hug. It's really good to see you again.
To see you too, Ben. I'm glad that you're doing well and that you've harnessed your powers and that you can do ice now. Honestly, you're one of the best success stories of the orphans I've worked with.
Thank you so much. Like, honestly, I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't made sure that I got into that good scriptoriad instead of one of the shady ones.
Oh, well, I knew what you needed, and I could tell that they were going to be a good influence on you. And honestly, you were always such a good boy. Even if you did the wrong thing, you knew what was going on. So I knew that this was a good place for you, and I'm glad that you're thriving. And also helping kids with similar dispositions, I say very politically correctly.
I was not hell-bent on destroying the world, I'll have you know. And I certainly didn't take revenge on animals when they stung me.
That is true. However, as someone that used to care for you, it sure felt that way every time that something new burned down. Remember when you burned the bunk beds, Ben? You remember that?
Oh, that was not a good night. It's like some kids wet the bed. I did the opposite and lit it on fire.
Exactly. That was quite a mess to clean up. Quite a mess.
Yeah. I don't think that Duncan ever got over that one.
No, well, imagine waking up to flames surrounding your pillow. I mean, I understand.
Fair.
Yeah. But look at you now. Look at you all in control, Mr. Iceman.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, actually, the ice was kind of a byproduct. I didn't realize that if you just go so hot, it turns cold, then you get ice. It's really cool.
That's interesting. I wonder what the science behind that is. That's intriguing, but I'm fascinated.
I think it more has to do with mental states. Like, the way they taught us at the scriptorium is nobody's magic works the same because everybody thinks differently. And magic is all based in the brain. It's all about discipline.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good to know. I will keep that in mind for the next time. I wonder how it's working in Giselle's brain. That seems very relevant at the moment. And we're gonna run out of cake.
Yeah. I haven't tried bribing her with cake yet. I didn't know it would work so well.
Oh, it always does. I don't know why. If the cake, if it loses its novelty, sometimes toys are a good stand-in. Also, adventures. Just through some tunnels or in the woods or down by the river, whatever they're interested in. I would recommend, anywhere you take Giselle, just heavily stoned places where there's not a lot to burn, or maybe completely underwater, perhaps. That seems very safe. If she can swim.
Yeah, we went to the woods one time and we haven't gone back since. Yeah, she doesn't like the bees at all, really. They're kind of her least favorite animal. I wish she had a most favorite animal, but every time you ask her, she just says dragons, and, well, that's another adventure for another day, I suppose.
Yeah, she is a bit young for a dragon, I suppose. Maybe when she turns 6, we'll see.
I don't know about that. That's maybe a little young, don't you think?
Well, yes, but I mean, I'm not saying that it's lying to children, but if you let them know that, as they get older, they might have these adventures, sometimes it staves off the crazies, so to speak. It keeps their energy in check a little bit. I mean, they still lose their minds every few minutes and, throw tantrums, but, just say when you get older, or on July 35th, we'll go do that thing, and then they don't know that there's no July 35th. It is lying, technically, it's awful, and I'm sorry, but, you gotta do what you gotta do. All's fair in love and war and children, really.
That's fair, especially when there are lives at stake. I used to accidentally set things on fire, but this child does it on purpose. I don't know.
Yeah, that does show she has a tremendous amount of control, though, for her age, which is, I suppose, good, but also with all the mental machinations of a 4-year-old, it's not ideal.
Yeah, I just struggle to connect with her, it seems. Like, I know that I know that Felicia thinks that we'll connect on some sort of fundamental level, but I don't know. I've been having a hard time. I don't know if it's the gender thing or the similarity with the fire, but the dissimilarity from the disposition or what. It's how do you connect with kids? Like, I can connect with mundane kids, but magical ones, that's a whole nother animal.
Yeah, well, it's not always easy, and some kids are more readily connectable, I suppose. I can see where the struggle would be with Giselle. She is a spirited one, and I see that her love of destruction may trump her love for order or any sort of thing like that. But also, it's important to remember that you had a completely different childhood. So you were an orphan. She has a mother and a home, and she's used to getting attention where you didn't get attention. She maybe doesn't have some of the same, traumatic experiences that maybe you had. It seems like she's out there causing the traumatic experiences rather than experiencing them, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, except the only reason that she's been safe so far at the Scriptoriad is because of her mother. But you and I both know what happens to kids if they can't control their powers by a certain point. Mm-hmm. Or if they're believed to be a danger to themselves or others, they'll abdicate her.
They will, but I'm not saying that will happen, but if it does, you let me know, and we'll do what needs to be done. She's not going to be left out in the cold, and anything that they want to do that might harm her, I will step in, even if it means sneaking in and kidnapping her myself.
You don't know, do you?
I know what?
About the abdication.
No, doesn't that mean they just kick them out on the street, with a bag, a little bindle, and they go on their way?
No. They take away your magic. And your memories. Everything.
They can do that?
They can. Well, artificers can if they're abdicators.
That's not okay. That's cruel. That's unusual. That shouldn't be done to a child.
It's the dirty secret of the Scriptoriad. It's how they keep mages under control.
Had I known that, I wouldn't have sent you there.
Well, they only do it to the criminals, or the criminally insane, or those who they believe just can't control their powers.
Oh, this is not good. Well, do they not have any cake there?
I mean, they have cake aplenty, but that's not how they choose to control us.
Does Jill know about all of these consequences? Is she aware?
We've talked about it, but you know how it is when you're 4. You think you can get that? You think you can understand something like having your soul taken away? She thinks it sounds fun.
Yeah, okay. Well, this is a pickle, but I won't let it happen.
How? How are you gonna stop it? Never mind.
Well, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but I'll make a plan. I can't believe they do that to children. I mean, yes, she is a little uncontrollable, but weren't we all at that age? I mean, granted, not all of us could burn down an entire kingdom, but it's not like we didn't want to, and basically that's just punishing her for thought crimes while also committing the crime at the same time. I suppose I understand where they're coming from, but I'm just saying this is just inhumane.
I mean, usually they wait till you're 10, but if you're dangerous enough and she's definitely gifted enough, they'll do it.
Would Giselle's mother be opposed to Giselle not growing up in the Scriptorium?
Of course she would. That would be illegal.
Well, yes, but the laws are important, and following things to the letter are important as well. But what is legal isn't always necessarily what's right. And if it means keeping somebody safe, I mean, I don't know if I can find anybody here to take her in, but I do feel like she has some powers and passion that would be best put to work. I mean, I'm not in for child labor, but if it would save her powers, then I suppose we would have to, you know. Maybe there's somebody that needs her to light a forge, or maybe there's, you know, I don't know, some sort of dwarf that needs help in a mountain. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'll figure it out.
You always did try to do that. You're so good. And he just kind of gives you another hug.
And I just give him a hug and I pat his back. I know what it's like to be a scared kid. I know, I was an orphan too, so I don't want anybody to deal with what they don't need to deal with.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Meanwhile, Anu and Masquerade and Wisp, you guys are eating chocolate cake with the child who has 2 puffing cheekfuls of cake and crumbs just water falling from her mouth as she tries to talk and eat to exclaim and describe just how delicious this cake really is.
It would be more delicious if you would swallow before you tried to talk.
But it's so good.
If I can, I am putting bodies between me and her before she sets my tail on fire.
She offers you a piece of cake. Oh, pretty. Don't you want a cake?
I will take it graciously, but strategic distance.
Why doesn't the pretty fawn person want to be around me?
Well, when you set things on fire and try to destroy things, people get afraid that you're going to try to destroy them. That's normal.
Oh, I don't want to destroy people. I just want to destroy the bees. You get it, right, pretty lady? And she looks at Anu. You like destroying things?
Anu shoves a whole piece of cake in her mouth.
I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, sometimes you don't know the word cathartic, do you? No, you're 4. Of course you don't. It can feel very nice to destroy things, yes. But after you destroy things, then they're not there anymore, and people tend to get upset.
No war.
Well, because people like things, and they don't like to be out of the control of when those things get destroyed, and then they get afraid that they're going to get hurt. I don't know if you saw this, but a lot of people in that hedge maze got hurt too.
And she gulps her cake down. The queen said she was happy. She said she was gonna get rid of it anyway. I heard her. I heard her from in here.
Well, that was because we were trying not to let you get in trouble, Sweet Pea, and I bop her nose.
Oh. So people got hurt because of me?
Yes.
But why?
Well, because fire hurts people.
But they can't control it?
No, most people can't.
That's dumb.
It is. I can't. I can do a couple of other things, but I definitely can't do fire. It's remarkable that you can.
Can you control fire? And she looks at Wisp.
I shake my head. No. I focus on doing pretty things like lights or if I need to, loud noises. But no, fire's not my personal favorite. It can be very pretty from a distance in a fireplace.
Yeah, that was what Miss Nim said. Miss Nim was like Mr. Ben's mom. She was like the closest thing, at least.
Well, she is quite remarkable, too.
She's pretty great.
She is.
She's very nice. She gave me cake.
She did. You know, where else fire is very pretty.
Where?
Can I, like, grab 3 of the torches off the wall and start juggling them?
Sure, make a performance check.
Cool. Let's see, performance is wit. That's gonna be 21 again. I rolled a 19.
You are juggling those torches like it's nothing. Ooh, that's pretty! That's so pretty!
It is pretty, and you don't need a bit of magic to do it. Would you like to learn how to juggle things?
Yes!
Alright, and I'm like, I'll catch them in one hand and hold them away from the body as you do. I will tell you what. We'll start with balls, because that's not going to catch anything else on fire, and then we'll work our way up, okay?
Okay. Can you juggle too? And she turns to Anu.
Not fire.
Can you juggle other things? Can you juggle ice? I can do ice! And she throws her hands up in the air and blasts ice towards you.
Oh no.
Does a 19 hit your armor class?
Oh.
Oh, wait. Who'd she throw at?
You.
Oh. Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Do you guys play League of Legends? Because this little girl kind of reminds me of Annie.
She got 6, so you take 6 cold damage. And you guys watch as this this ice crystallizes over Anu and then in this cold burst. Oops. I did it bad, didn't I?
You certainly did, yes.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine.
No, don't tell her that it's fine.
You know what could use right now? A nice fire pet.
Fire! Yeah! You see this blazing flame just envelops her hands, and she looks around for somewhere to throw it.
Can we, like, just physically turn her toward the fireplace?
And as you do, she goes, and the fire just unleashes into the fireplace.
We need, like, magical binding bracers to temper these outbursts.
I was wrong. You are not a sweet pea. You are definitely a firefly.
I like that. I like being a firefly. I can make flying fire too. Do you want me to?
No, I absolutely do not. Do you see how many things in this room would just go up in a blaze of glory if you did?
Glory! I like glory.
Bad wording on my part.
We could use some more cake.
I like cake too. That's a good idea. We should do more cake, but I'm almost full. Maybe just a little cake.
A cupcake.
A cupcake sounds good. So Nim and Ben come in right around now. And you did hear the screaming jubilation about glory and burning things.
I hope I didn't hear anybody burn anything, because it would be a shame not to get to explore the tunnels tomorrow.
Oh, I didn't burn anybody. I iced somebody.
All right, well, I was clearly not direct enough in my instructions. So from here on out, no burning, no icing. Okay.
What
If
about
you suddenly
lightning?
develop no lightning, if you can control wind, if you figure that out today, none of that. We are just going to. What if we played a game and it's called Secret Agents Who Don't Have Magic, but secretly you do have magic, but you're making people believe you don't? Let's see. Who do you think is going to win this game? Is it going to be Giselle or is it going to be me? And then I look at everybody else.
It's gonna be Anu. Anu looks like a secret agent.
Well, that's very true, and Anu is probably pretty good at pretending that Anu doesn't have any magic. But what about you? Do you want to play the game? Do you want to see if you can beat Anu?
I don't know if I can beat Anu.
Well, there's no harm in trying, right? So that we get to go see the tunnels. No fire, no icing, no wind, no lightning, no water, no nothing. We keep our hands in our pockets and all as well.
Do you mean like keeping our hands in our pockets like we're hiding something?
Yes, exactly like that, like a good secret agent.
Okay, I'm gonna run around with my hands in my pockets.
All right, but be very careful. If you fall down, you can take your hands out of your pockets and brace yourself so you don't just, face plant on the floor.
Okay. And she stuffs her hands in her pockets, starts running around, giggling merrily.
All right, well, this seems not entirely safe, but safer, perhaps. Okay.
And Queen Chanel walks in. I trust you are having a good time in here.
Yes, Your Majesty, and I bow. I apologize for the sudden dearth of cake in your kitchens.
Oh, I see. Well, thankfully, no one will be coming in here because I moved it all outside.
Oh, perfect.
All the Queen needs to do is mention how lovely a day it is and how nice it would be if everyone just stayed outside to converse in the ruins of the Hedge maze.
And I just kind of smile as big as I can.
You are very good with children. And you could be. She looks to Ben. Ben here did agree to try to take over your funding campaign.
Mm-hmm.
So that you might be free to do my bidding.
Well, absolutely. I do believe Ben would be great. He understands the system. He's been to the orphanages. He knows how we run things, and he's very good with kids too.
It would be a shame if you chose to remain with the Scriptoriad, though. And she sort of looks to Ben, because in order to do this job, you would need to be devoted full time, and would thusly need to have a special permit to not be affiliated with the Scriptoriad. You would not be under them, but you would also be responsible for yourself. Could you manage that? And he kind of looks at you, Nim. Yes, I could. I definitely could. And I could also probably manage that little handful over there. But I think that she and her mother might also need to have a similar situation if they were to accompany me. Right, Miss Nim?
Yes, I believe so. And I honestly, I think that would be a good environment for little Giselle. I know that she is a little destructive, but if she did have other kids and she were playing games like tag or hide and seek or, statues in the garden or whatever the kids are playing these days, I think that would burn off some energy and honestly wouldn't leave her much room for practicing some of her skills.
I see. Very well, we shall grant you your pardon from the Scriptoriad in exchange for the official title of Orphan Advocate of Warre. And that will free you to take part in the needed duties of the Motley Few.
Thank you very much, Your Majesty.
And for your first mission, I need all of you to investigate something that my informants tell me requires a special touch. It seems that there has been a disruption regarding the farms to the north and the west. There is a creature that has been eating the animals at night, has been destroying the crops, and it seems that several of his villagers are missing now. Would you be willing to deal with this?
I look at everybody.
Nod.
Absolutely, yes.
Yes, Your Majesty.
I don't see why not.
Excellent. Then we shall have you set out at, well, we shall say tomorrow morning, as it is already the evening, dinner is about to happen, and a party is to ensue. So, with that, I would ask that all of you would please adjourn to the courtyard for some mingling.
I bow and say, absolutely, Your Majesty. And then I put my arm like this so Ben can loop his elbow in. And then I nod at everybody else.
Excellent.
Who's watching the
Nose goes.
I'll put her on my shoulder.
Okay, you turn around. Everybody make a perception investigation check.
Oh, good.
Ooh, 17.
17! Wow! Wisp is apparently, really observant all of a sudden.
13?
13.
I'm edged because I'm afraid I'm gonna get lit on fire.
That makes
Also
sense.
13.
I got 18.
18. All right, so Anu and Wisp. When Masquerade turns and does not see the little girl anywhere in sight, you two look out to the courtyard where you see her run into the hedge maze.
Oh, do you,
Loose child. I'll make a beeline for it.
Okay. It
Not
was.
a handful, both hands.
Mm-hmm.
You have no idea. She's she's a special little girl.
Oh, I think we have an idea at this point.
Yes.
Walking.
I mean, at least she listened. Her hands were still in her pockets, right? So she was listening to something.
I just shout out that general direction. Do you want to go through the tunnels or not tomorrow?
Make an intimidation check at advantage.
Hang on. 16.
16. So you see a dejected Giselle hanging her head, coming out of the hedge maze, her hands still in her pockets. And you have avoided a skill test, a complex skill test, to go through the hedge maze and find her.
Yes.
And the potential of it more burning down.
Thank God.
As she runs back up to you, hands still in her pockets. I'm sorry. I just wanted to see what I did.
All right, well, if you do, you've got to take a grown-up with you.
Oh. But that's not as much fun.
I know, but
Isn't it?
it could be safer, and who knows? Maybe grown-ups are a lot of fun. And then I just make a goofy face, like,
Excuse
hey.
me, fun is my middle name, young lady.
You're fun? You're fun? Do you want to go in the hedge maze?
Yes, indeed, I want to go in the hedge maze. Thank you for asking.
Yes! We'll go in the hedge maze. And so, you go with her in the hedge maze, Masquerade?
Yeah, I'll go with her in the hedge maze. She can have a, I've got a hat that has tails, so she can, hold on to those.
Okay.
For not falling off purposes.
She will definitely do that, and she loves it. She jangles them a little bit whenever she gets the opportunity.
And they were never seen or heard from again.
So I need everyone who's not in the hedge maze to give me either an insight or a perception roll with investigation, your choice.
16.
16.
15.
15.
19.
19. Okay. So I'm going to enter a complication at this point.
Of course you are.
And it affects Anu because Anu got the highest.
Oh, that's not fair.
Anu, take an inspiration and give one to somebody else.
Okay. I'll take one and give one to Masquerade.
Okay. You notice when Masquerade and Giselle enter the hedge maze, two noblemen meet eyes and walk in the hedge maze, conversing with one another as though nonchalantly. And Wisp, with your role, you recognize that they're putting on a facade. And Nim, you with your role can see two more ladies enter the back of the hedge maze after getting a signal from one of them.
I put my hands on my hips and say, well, do we have a situation now?
Seems like it. So Steve, you said there was a pair of ladies at one end and two gentlemen at the other?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to head in the direction of the ladies. I'm going to leave the rest of you to figure out what you're going to do.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be noticed, but I'm also not trying to not be noticed. I'm just heading in that direction. If they see me, they see me.
Mm-hmm. And I, with my hand on my Steve bells, I start walking behind the two gentlemen.
Okay. And what are you doing, Anu?
I'm gonna try to casually go through the shadows towards the two men. Wait, hang on. Who has less attack power, Nim or Wisp?
Depends on what kind of attack.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're talking physical, I probably have a little bit more than Nim does.
Right, you both have. Okay, you have magic. Nim has. All right, yeah.
I'm very persuasive.
Okay, I'll go with Nim, but in the shadows.
Okay, so I need you to make a stealth roll for me.
Okay, yes, let's go stealthiness. 21.
21. Okay. So, with your roll, you're so good. I'm going to also let you get an extra perception investigation check off.
Awesome. Okay. 11.
11. Okay. So you nimbly avoid the different crunching bits of ashy wood that have now littered this area, having been slogged with water after being burned and charred and everything. And you manage to keep your footsteps mostly out of the soot piles as well. And you end up hearing something. You hear voices that say, "How are we going to take her? She's with the jester. The jester, the one of the air. So what do we do? We could take out the jester, but then we risk the anger of the air. Perhaps if we can make sure they don't find out. Yes. I have something for that. Masquerade.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to make a perception investigation check.
Dirty 19.
Dirty 19. Okay. So you hear Giselle. She's pointing out all of these places where she burned things, and that's where the beehive was. I killed it. Look, there's ash there.
Oh, I certainly see that. Do you know how many bees you killed when you killed the hive?
No, how many?
Probably hundreds.
Hundreds, yeah! Masquerade, you hear a branch snap just behind you.
And I will turn so that I'm like sideways so that I can see that area out of my periph and point out another scorch mark. Do you know what was there on the hedge?
You see two of these ball attendants who have removed their masquerade masks and have replaced them with full face masks that are just blank faces with eyes, vaguely like theater masks.
Giselle, dear.
Yeah?
I have a very important task for you. Now listen carefully.
I
I need you to hang on very tight, and no matter what, do not let go. And close your eyes.
On you?
Huh?
Hold on you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
And
stay just where you are. I promise you I will let no harm come to you.
okay.
I will turn to these party goers.
And you hear one of them, "Oh, shit!"
Indeed.
You see Anu just behind them. They aren't aware of her. And Wisp and Nim, you are coming from a side corridor where you can also just see what's going on.
Indeed, deeper shit than you are aware of.
Do you realize what kind of danger you're in?
Me?
You.
Oh, that's delightful.
The maniac child on your shoulders.
Oh, the little girl. The little firefly. No, I'm in no danger here.
You are. And we aim to neutralize that danger.
Oh, so what you're telling me is you came in here with the full intention of harming a 4-year-old. That looks good on you.
We are going to do what is necessary to keep everyone at this party, including you, safe.
And I'm going to do what is necessary to stop you from straight up borking a 4-year-old.
And it is time to roll a readiness check and initiative.
2.
2.
2.
5.
9.
Who?
11.
Oh man. Okay. So So does that mean Anu was the highest here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anu, then Nim, am I right?
Mm-hmm. Or
Then-
no.
Huh?
I was 5. Was somebody 6? Did I make that up?
No, I
Wisp
had
was
not.
9.
Yeah, Wisp was
Wisp.
9.
Okay. And then Masquerade. There we go. All right, so the bad guys get to go first with their 15. I really didn't think they were going to go first. Okay, so one of them pulls out a knife.
Can I just point out that she is behind my head and probably has some kind of cover?
Oh, yeah, she has 3/4
Okay.
cover because she's small and your hat is
Yeah.
very large.
Yes.
Yeah. Does a 23 hit your armor class? He rolled really well.
Me? Yeah, absolutely it does.
Okay. You are not engaged with anybody, though, so that is just 5 piercing damage.
Okay.
As he
That
throws
is-
a knife and it slices your costume and your arm just starts to trickle with a little bit of blood. And the other is going to walk up. He sees the two of you that are off to the side, and he is going to throw... Oh, Lord. Okay. So I rolled a natural 1.
Ah!
So he takes out a bola, right? And he starts trying to get ready to throw it, and he conks himself in the head,
Perfect.
dealing 4 damage. Oh my gosh, 4 bludgeoning damage.
That's what he gets.
Fair. Fair. I mean, at this point, fair. Okay, it is Anu's turn. The other two aren't yet in view.
Ooh. Wait, I can't see them or they don't see me.
So they don't see you, but you see them. You are behind them. So you could get a sneak attack if you wanted.
Let's get a sneak attack in. Can I do that with a crossbow or does it have to be the dagger?
You can do that with any weapon that you have.
Alright, I'm gonna pull out my crossbow and aim it at the one that threw the knife.
Okay.
Let's go. I'm gonna use one of my inspirations.
Okay.
I don't like that one. Damn it! Alright. That's either. I got an 8.
An 8 does not hit.
Ah.
So you fire this crossbow and it right past his head, and the man turns. And do you have any other actions you want to do anew?
No.
Okay. Wisp, it is your turn.
Okay, how far away? Well, first of all, did the two women we were initially following, are they just not part of this situation at all, or what happened?
So, the two women are not yet anywhere that you're aware of.
Okay, so how far away from these fuckers am I?
You're about 20 feet away.
20 feet. Okay, so let me just take a look here. So one of them is still focused on Masquerade, and the other is turned to focus on Anu.
Correct.
Okay, so let's. You know what? Let's try some new stuff out. I'm going to use Phantasmal Force on the one who is facing Masquerade. And
Okay.
I want to make it appear in front of him like Giselle has just erupted a wall of fire
Okay.
in front of him.
Okay. And what do I have to roll for that? Is it just something they have to investigate, or?
Hang on, let me pull it up. Sorry, hang on. It's my first time using this thing.
No, that's fair. I didn't get the character sheets updated with level 3 anyway, so oops.
So what is it? I mean, he's the only one who sees it, assuming that it works.
So he's the only one that sees it.
Come on. This isn't like an illusion that everyone sees. It's only him.
Okay.
So he needs to do an intelligence saving throw.
Okay, they aren't super smart.
And if he fails, then... Okay.
He got a 12. Does that beat your armor class or your DC? 12.
Nope.
Okay, so what happens?
So that is a 10-foot across. Well, it's going to look very much to him like Giselle has cast this. That a 10-foot wall of fire is going to erupt. I'm going to say within 6 inches of his nose.
Okay.
And hold on, there's a little bit more to this. So if he gets knocked into this, he will take damage. He'll take psychic damage because he's so convinced that it's real.
Okay. So you guys watch as... well, how does Wisp cast this? You tell us.
From my end, this is going to be a sort of down into a crouch and then a twirl upward, and rainbow sparkles on the tips of the fingers.
Okay, and when you see the rainbow sparkles on the tips of Wisp's fingers, you see these same rainbow sparkles just almost like tiny little flashbangs in the guy's eyes. And he goes, "Oh dear!" And he falls backwards like, oh! Like he's seeing something, and the other one just looks really confused as much as he can through the mask. And it is now going to be Nim's turn.
Alright, so how far away from all of this am I?
20 feet.
Okay. And I'm kind of behind the gentleman. Kind of, right? That's...
You're coming at them from the side, basically.
Okay. Okay. I don't necessarily want to fight them, as I know my skills and abilities. So I draw my knife that I have, and I keep my other hand on my Steve bells, but I rush up toward them, and I don't attack or anything, but I just say, "Now what do you two think you're doing?" And I try to intimidate them as much as I can, like they're two naughty children.
Okay, go ahead and make an intimidation roll. You have disadvantage because you're in combat right now, but you are able to spend inspiration to negate disadvantage.
I will do that.
Okay.
We've got 18.
18. Oh, okay. So you see the man who is not cowering in fear because of who knows what, takes a step backwards like, who are you?
I am Nim, and I am not going to allow this, I say.
Clearly. And we are on to Masquerade. So Masquerade, what are you doing, having just been nicked by a knife?
Well, first of all, who is still looking like a threat at this point?
Neither of them looks like a threat.
Okay. Well, I will point out that occasions such as these are precisely why I dress in red. They don't get to see me bleed. That said, I'm going to hold action for a flurry of blows for if anybody else happens to come at me.
Okay. So, yes, Anu, you have a question.
What? No.
Oh, okay. It is the bad guy's turn, and I need to make a roll really quick. So, Masquerade.
Mm-hmm.
You feel your hat tug all of a sudden as one of these women wearing the same sort of mask has grabbed Giselle by the torso and is trying to yank her off of you, but
So
only
can-
half succeeded.
That would trigger my readied action. Can my first blow be a sweep kick?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I pre-rolled, and I'm invoking Hands of Healing. So roll number 1 was an 11. Does that hit?
That absolutely hits her. She
Okay,
is
so
not
that's-
hard to hit.
That's 6 damage, and I'm going non-lethal because they're inficidal bozos, but they're still Varisian citizens, and I kind of have a duty to keep them safe too.
Okay. I'm going to say that because of the type of blow you were doing, that she actually falls on her back, so she is prone, but she now also has Giselle.
Cool. So, second blow, 16 to hit, 6 more damage.
Oh, okay. She is hurting, but not bloodied. So you just, like, pop her once with your fist after you sweep leg her so that she falls.
Cool.
And that's all your prepared action was, right?
Well, I mean, it was Flurry of Blows, and I was going to invoke Hands of Healing, but, like, and I already stated that, so I don't know if I can undo it now and just take another clock at her, because I really thought that was going to be enough to knock her out.
Yeah, you can just take another blow at her.
Okay, well, it's the same number that I would roll for the damage that I would roll for the healing, and that's 5 this time, and it's also a 16 to hit.
Okay, so 17 damage. She's now looking bloody. You catch her one more time with another pop, and you get her in the face, and now she's got this blood trickling down her nose and out of her mouth a little bit. And you can see it's like you've broken part of the mask away. And it is now the other lady's turn, and she is pissed you just hit her friend like that. And so she's going to come at you with a sweep kick of her own.
Bring it on.
16 versus your armor class?
That hits.
Okay. So she is going to deal 4 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then she is going to do her own flurry of blows.
Cool.
So that is a 19 to hit. I know that hits.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
just
that
gonna roll the other
absolutely
one.
hits.
That's cocked. It is cocked on a 20, so eh. But now it's a 14 to hit.
That matches my AC.
Okay, meets beats. So she gets you twice more for a 6 bludgeoning and another 4 bludgeoning.
I'm unconscious.
Oh! So she just pop, 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 pop. Real
I
quick.
only have 16 hit points,
And
man.
Masquerade
Like,
falls. You guys see Masquerade falls to the ground unconscious now. As this other lady just came in, sweep kick, and then as Masquerade is falling backwards, just pop, pop. And Masquerade is down. And we are going to Anu. Anu, you're next.
So wait, do I have my magic yet, or just do I have to?
You have your magic, and right now you have one man cowering in fear, and the other one is just so intimidated he could not move.
Okay.
So basically, Nim has taken out one, and Wisp has taken out the other one temporarily. So you've got 2 ladies that are trying to kidnap the child, and you have an ally that's down right now.
And yeah, one of the ladies is down, right?
She's prone but not unconscious.
Okay. I don't know what kind of magic I have, and I don't want to
these
obviously.
party goers have more hit points than I do.
Okay.
These aren't just party goers.
All right. Well, I don't know how to do an attack without hitting, but I guess I'll attack the one that attacked Masquerade.
Okay.
And I'll do that with my crossbow, obviously, since I'm far away.
All right. And you know what? You still technically have an ally that's adjacent because Giselle is an ally, so you get your sneak attack damage.
Bad.
I'm just imagining this 4-year-old like biting the crap out of this woman's arm.
So I add my crossbow and my sneak attack to my roll, right?
Yep.
That. Oh, I didn't do that the last time. I keep forgetting to do that.
Well, you didn't get it last time. Oh, wait, yes, you should have got it last time.
That's fine. Okay. 6, 7. Okay. 19.
19 to hit?
Yes.
That definitely hits.
All right. So let's pop out my D6 and 2D. Wait. Oh, my sneak attack is 2D6, and then my crossbow is 1D6. So is that 3?
Yep, that's total 3d6.
Okay. I'm just gonna roll 3 times. 6,
Whew.
5, 2.
6, 5, and 2.
Wait, plus 1 plus 1.
Describe to me how you put the prone lady out of her misery.
Oh, no, not that one. I'm getting the one that attacked Masquerade.
Oh, okay. So, she's suddenly hurting. Yeah, she is actually exactly bloody. So you fire your arrow and just blood spurts as it erupts from her shoulder. And she curses. And you have an offhand weapon. Isn't that why you dual wield crossbows?
Yes.
I can go some more.
All right. Do I need to roll another?
Yeah, you roll
hit?
another attack, and you don't get your sneak attack this time because you only get it once per round.
Okay. Oh, goodness, don't fall to death. That's 22.
22. All right, that will definitely hit. Roll for damage.
2.
2 plus your...
Oh, plus 1. 3.
3. Okay. I presume against the same lady?
Yeah.
Okay. So she is very much hurting now. We're up to Wisp. Wisp,
So,
what are you doing?
So I was within 20 feet of the guys. How close am I to the ladies?
You're about 50 feet away from them.
Okay, so we're dealing with these guys. So there's the one that's just panicked about the fire, and the other one's currently intimidated. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want to go for the legs of the one who is intimidated.
Okay.
I want to come in with my rapier and slash at his Achilles tendon.
Okay.
Because I'm a bitch like that.
Okay.
So roll to attack.
Mm-hmm.
That. Hang on. That's a 15.
15 will hit.
Okay. So, hold on. My rapier is it's 1d8. So that's 2 damage to his tendons.
2 damage? Just 2?
Just 2. It's 1d8. I hit low on it.
Did you add your prowess bonus?
Oh, goodness. So that's 4.
Okay, another 4. Whittling him away.
And as a bonus action, I want a healing word masquerade.
Okay. So, how does that look for you?
That for me is going to be sort of catching her in my eyes, and in this particular case, I get to change what it is because I improvise that way. But in this particular case, I'm going to say on your feet, and there's a little bit. It's to say that a mist comes out of my mouth, it would be an exaggeration. It's sort of that little bit of condensation, like that comes out of your mouth when it's cold. It's that fleeting, but this little bit of sort of rainbowness out of my mouth as I say this.
So, Masquerade, as you are falling backwards and your world begins growing black, just in the recesses of your mind in the distance, you hear this echoing voice of Wisp say, "On your feet." And you feel this almost like force of energy just shove you back to your feet as rainbows come out of your chest and where she had hit you. And you are righted still in front of these 2 people.
And that is 4 points of healing.
Awesome.
And it is now Nim's turn. Nim, you've got this guy in front of you just freaked out right now.
He's freaked out and he's bleeding from the ankle. Okay, so what I do, I figure that Wisp has this situation under control, and also I'm very aware of what I can and cannot do. But I saw that Masquerade was falling, is now healing a little bit, but also I want to kind of make my way towards Masquerade just in case Giselle needs some help. If Masquerade does fall or anything like that, I want to be kind of close by. And also, just in case I need to encourage her to, use her skills and abilities. So I'm going to kind of make my way over there, but I don't want to turn my back on anybody.
I wasn't going to say this when it happened once, but that's the second time this combat. Thank you.
Yes, also, just so you know, they no longer have Giselle in their hands or on their shoulders.
Good. Okay.
Because the ladies have her right now.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so I'm going to make my way towards Giselle.
Okay, so you make your way towards Giselle, and she is currently kicking and shouting, "No, put me down!" As this lady is trying to, hold on to her, while also trying to stand up, which is a feat in itself.
Okay. So I can run towards her. Is that my action, though?
Nope, that's just your movement.
Okay.
You're 50 feet away, so you would have to, if you want to get the whole way there, that is your action.
Okay, yeah, that's what I want to do.
Okay, so you can get the whole way there, and you are now in front of them, and now they'll have to disengage with you to get away.
Mm-hmm.
And it is now Masquerade's turn. So, Masquerade, what are you doing?
Dropping another point of key and doing another flurry of blows.
Okay, on whom?
Actually, void that. Let's magic missile instead. We are beyond the point of going non-lethal here. Screw those guys.
Okay.
So the one on the floor first, because that is the one that is putting my current charge in the most immediate danger.
Okay, now you do... Oh, wait, you just automatically hit. I was going to say you have disadvantage,
Yeah.
but you don't have to roll. You just hit.
Yeah. That's 3 force damage for the first one.
Okay.
And 5 for the second.
Whoo!
And 2 for the third.
Okay, describe how you want to bring about her grisly demise.
Just up the chest, like sternum, chest proper, and then like right in the face.
Okay.
The masks.
So the masks hit this lady, completely missing Giselle in the process. And as she goes limp, Giselle is now free and kind of like half kicks her. It's like, mean lady!
Very mean lady.
And do you have any other actions?
Oh no.
Okay, it is now the bad guy's turn. So the one bad guy who no longer has Nim standing directly in front of him to intimidate him is going to kind of be like, wait, what am I doing? And he whips out his own bola and starts waving it and tosses it. That is 19 on the die, which is a 24. So, Nim, does 24... I'm pretty sure 24 hit your armor class.
Absolutely.
So, you take a total of 6 bludgeoning damage, and you are restrained as this bola just wraps around you. And the other guy, who's terrified of whatever's happening, he throws a dagger at the child.
Well, we know who's next.
He got a natural 1. So he throws a dagger, and he forgets to let go of it because he's just so focused on whatever's in front of him. And instead of it going towards the child, it goes wide and it hits the lady that's standing behind Giselle, now going to try to grab her. And so she will take a total of 6 piercing damage. Ouch. And that is his round. And the lady is going to try to grab at Giselle. She's not even worried about Masquerade right now. And natural. How am I rolling so many natural 1s? This is ridiculous.
Sometimes it's just like that.
Okay. So she tries to grab Giselle. And
I love it.
When she grabs at Giselle, Giselle turns around and is just so surprised. This like burst of fire just comes off of her, dealing 8 fire damage to her. And knocking her unconscious. So just this fire blasts in her face all of a sudden. And she is now knocked out. You have 2 guys still to deal with. And it is Anu's turn. So, Anu, what are you doing?
I'm getting the one that just threw the chains at Nim.
Okay.
Crossbow 1. $16.
That hits. Roll your damage. And you get sneak attack because Wisp is right there.
All right. 2.
2.
6.
6.
1.
1.
Yeah.
All right. Plus your 1, right?
Oh, plus 2.
Plus 2. Oh. He's bloody.
All right. Let's hit him with a double.
Okay.
That was only 8.
8. 8 does not hit.
Ah.
So we are going to Wisp next. Wisp, what are you doing?
Okay, so can I tell if either of these guys are armed with anything other than the bolas?
Each of them seems to have been armed with a single bola, and each of them has a variety of daggers strategically placed underneath their clothes.
All right, they haven't drawn any of these yet, though.
They have thrown a couple of them.
They've all. It's all been distance. Okay. I'm pretty much right next to the one who I slashed at earlier, how far am I from the one that's on the ground?
He's right next to you. You're basically adjacent to both
so
of
they're
them.
both that close.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm just going to attack the one who isn't freaked out with the fire.
Okay. He has taken no damage yet.
Are you sure? I slashed him earlier.
Oh, that was the one you slashed? I miscalculated that elsewhere.
Oh, and my damage was to him too. The one that attacked Nim. That's not distracted by the fire.
Oh, all right. Let me just fix that real quick. So he's actually there. So he's not
crap.
bloody. And he...
Oh, okay. I'm back.
So neither of these guys is bloody, actually.
Okay. So that was an 18 to hit.
That hits.
All right. Damn it. I'm doing okay for hitting him. I'm rolling low on the damage. So that's 3 slashing.
3 total?
Yep.
Including your prowess?
I rolled a 1 for damage.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Okay. He's bloody now, though.
Okay, good. That's nice.
And as you slash your rapier across, and it just nicks him on the arm. But he's now bleeding. And Nim, we're going to you.
I'll take it.
So I'm like basically on the ground, kind of stuck and tied up, right?
No, you're standing up. You just have
Okay.
your arms are currently like stuck at your sides, but you can still speak and do other things. You have the ability to kick and all that still.
Okay, so with my arms down at my sides, and now I'm near those women, I want to kick one of them, whoever's closest to me. I just
They're both
kick her.
knocked out.
Oh, they're knocked out?
Yeah, both of them are knocked out. Now only the men back there are left.
Oh, so I gotta run to the other side? Okay.
Yeah.
So, looking very much like Giselle running with her hands in her pockets, I just start running back towards those two guys. Is that like my entire action since it's...
Yeah, it's that far away.
Okay. I do like that my fighting style is running back and forth. So.
Masquerade, we're at you next. What are you doing?
Punching a guy that just threw a dagger at a 4-year-old.
Okay, you can make it up to him easily enough.
I have... No, actually, no, because I avoided it last time. I still have 2 key points. I'm going to spend one of those to flurry of blows this bozo.
Okay.
I don't suppose an 11 hits.
An 11. An 11 exactly hits.
Oh. For 2 damage.
Oh wait, you were over with the ladies, weren't you?
Yeah.
So you'll only
I
be
have a
allowed to get
40-foot
one
movement
attack
speed.
off. Huh?
I have a 40-foot movement speed.
Oh. You're 50 feet away.
I'm 50 feet away.
You're 50 feet away.
Okay, well, never mind in that case. I guess let's just firebolt and then do the movement.
Okay, so we'll
Because
say the
I didn't
attack still
realize that
hits.
this clearing was as big as it was. I thought that we were in like closer quarters than that.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, do you want me to keep the 11 for the attack roll, or should I roll a different one?
You can keep the attack roll, just roll your damage.
Okay. That's gonna be 6.
6. Okay. He is hurting. So you guys watch. Well, Masquerade, how does this manifest?
Just like the gesture, the little point of glowing, and then just like a pew, like just a little, like it almost looks like one of Anu's crossbow bolts, but made of fire, just like right at him and into his chestal region. And then I'm gonna like kind of lean down and be like, I lied.
And this fire just washes over his chest briefly, and he screams and curses. And it is now Wisp's turn. Wisp, what are you doing?
I'm gonna try and stab this son of a bitch again.
Okay.
Same one. That is an 11.
An 11 will hit.
All right. 6 damage this
That's
time.
exactly what you needed. Describe his grisly demise.
I am taking like a half step back, little spin, and I am jamming the rapier directly into his neck.
Oh, so you just go straight for the neck. And as you do...
I'm fucking done with these guys.
And he just coughs and gurgles and blood just starts pouring out. And he slumps forward. And is that your turn?
Yep, that'll be it this time.
Nim, it's your turn. What are you doing? You are over here now. There's one guy left.
I just go as close to him as possible and just kick as hard as I can with my arms at my sides.
Okay, so go ahead and make an attack roll. I think restrained imposes disadvantage. I might be wrong. Let me look real quick. Restrained. You have disadvantage.
Okay. 12?
12. Okay, that will still hit.
Do I need to roll for the damage?
Yeah, you still roll the damage.
What is it for my foot? Like
You roll a d8 still.
Okay. I've never kicked anybody in a game before. 5.
5. Okay, so...
I wear clunky shoes, y'all.
So you just roundhouse kick this guy in the chest, and he stumbles back a little bit.
Pretty impressive to do with your arms pinned.
Mm-hmm. Very much
He was
so.
gonna hurt a kid!
We found Nim's trigger. Masquerade, you're up.
Okay, who else is up?
One guy, one bad guy.
One guy. Okay, cool. Let's punch him. And am I close enough to get off a flurry of blows this round?
You are close enough to get off a flurry of blows this round.
Good. 16 to hit.
That hits.
6 damage.
Oh. Okay.
11 to hit.
That hits.
6 damage again.
Wow.
And dirty 20 to hit.
That hits.
And another 6 damage. What is it with this D4 and rolling 3s tonight?
I don't know, but describe his grisly demise.
Man, I'm also going to kick him. Like, Nim gets done kicking him, and then I'm gonna, like, kick him from the other side and snap his head all the way around.
Ooh.
Okay, so you guys watch Nim, arms at her side, just roundhouse kick this guy in the chest, and then Masquerade roundhouse kicks him in the head, and his neck just twists and crack, and he slumps over, dead. And you guys...
I would offer you a high five, but you seem a little pinned at the moment.
You guys see as the area seems mostly free of danger as far as the kidnappers are concerned. You do see Giselle start sobbing. And you see fire starts just pouring out of her body as she starts sobbing.
Hey.
And
Hey.
her hair envelops in this fire, and she looks around and she sees the bloody carnage all around at her feet, and she just starts walking backwards, and she continues to look terrified and sob. And
Okay.
yes.
So, like, this is 100% gonna get me caught on fire, but I'm gonna pick her up.
Okay. So you run over and pick her up. And she's sobbing so much. And you take 8 points of fire damage.
Okay. That's Yeah, I'm down again. Never mind.
And you guys watch as Masquerade runs over and just doesn't care and grabs on her and holds her as tight as they can. And she's sobbing and sobbing. And as soon as Masquerade grabs on and you see Masquerade's mask starts burning away and the clothing and the frippery starts burning away, you see that it just triggers Giselle all the more, and she starts crying even more as the flames erupt in this column that is clearly visible. And with an echoing, visceral screech, you see all of the fire warps to this vibrant blue. And Masquerade.
Yeah.
You heal for 12.
Oh, fuck yeah. I was sitting here thinking there are worse ways to die.
You heal for 12 and find yourself holding on to the sobbing child, and you realize there is fire just whirling, tornadoing all around you in this roaring blaze. And it feels so hot, it's almost excruciating, and yet you feel invigorated by it at the same time. And she looks up into your eyes, and you see her eyes have erupted and are just pouring fire. And that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
Okay.
So, yeah. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for this chaos and meeting a young child. And, yeah. Come join us in 2 weeks as we continue our story. Heads up, we are going to be swapping our mechanics because of just some situations of other games I'm running. I want to not get super confused. So we're going to be switching our ability scores and our skills to being base D&D instead of the homebrew rules, but we're keeping a lot of the others. So just be aware of that change moving forward. Everyone is level 3 currently, so that is going to be reflected as well in the character sheets. So just be aware of that, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. If you're on YouTube, check out the description. Follow everybody. These are amazing people. They have online platforms, and they're great. So what are you doing not following them? And until we come back next time, whether it's on the page or at the table, tell your story your way. Bye.
Bye.